Justice does not exist on planet Earth today. This planet, whether we like it or not, is dominated by the greatest system of injustice, the greatest system of violence that has ever existed on this planet. I believe that we as Black people, the first people assigned to planet Earth, the mothers and fathers of everybody who has existed on this planet, that it is our cosmic assignment in the presence of injustice to see that justice prevails. It is not the responsibility of some singular individuals that somebody might say that's a leader or those several people are leaders. We all must see ourselves individually when we look in the mirror as being leaders in this great counter war against injustice.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen. All praises to the Most High God. I'm Richard Taylor, and the woman that you just saw is our beloved scholar, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, who was very instrumental in explaining the global system of what she called racism, white supremacy. Now, the reason I'm playing that clip because she talks about the personal responsibility of each individual, specifically Black people, to be a vessel, to be a warrior in the fight against injustice. Now, I don't think anybody who watches my videos or this video, particularly Black or white, can deny that there is a system of injustice, racism, discrimination, all of those things that has plagued America since the beginning of time and still exists. And most recently in Goldsboro, North Carolina, we saw an incident of police brutality where a man was handcuffed, slammed to the ground, suffered major injuries. And the police first justified the officer, but after public outrage of about 4 or 5 videos of the entire incident from the beginning to the end, they retracted the statement saying that they're putting the officer on administrative leave and, they're doing their typical investigation. Now, of course, I've made several videos about the incident. Yesterday, I released a video about the city council meeting, and it was the first city council meeting since the incident. People came to the meeting and spoke about the incident. And at the end of the incident, council members made comments. And of course, 3 of the council members are Black, 3 of the council members are white. And the video I made yesterday pointed out the fact that the 3 Black members mentioned the incident of police brutality and pretty much condemned it. The 3 white members said nothing about the incident. Now, I thought that was very telling to me because if you go back to the Goldsboro Police Department statement on their Facebook page, you can pretty much see most, not all, most of the white people are justifying the police, condemning the Black man, saying people, need to get a job, get off welfare, if you had a job, all ignorant, all of those kind of borderline racist comments towards the individuals who live in that area and, who suffered that treatment. Now, most of the Black people, once again, not all, were outraged, considered the officer's actions wrong, and the like. So there we have one incident with one group of people feeling one way about it and one group of people feeling another. Back to the council meeting. There we have one group of people feeling a way about it, one group of people not addressing it, right? And that speaks to society, the society that we live in, where two groups of people with two different experiences, especially with police, have different viewpoints of the actions of the police. Now, granted, I talked to one of the members who I consider a friend, white man. Now, I'll call her name Jamie Taylor. And we had a conversation, and she told me in her defense that she was told that she wasn't supposed to speak about it. Granted, okay. And that's fine. You know, we had a long conversation. That's my friend. I still love her. But, you know, she wasn't too pleased. So, you know, I understand. But as I always say, I have to call it how I see it. I can't unsee what I see, and I can't unhear what I didn't unhear. Nevertheless, yesterday, the police, the Goldsboro Police Department, I guess after the video I put out about the divide or in response to it, or maybe they were planning to do this, but they put out a statement that I feel, once again, is distractive, deflecting, because no one needs to see any more video footage. And I'm going to put let me put their statement on the screen for you so you can read it yourself. So this is the Goldsboro Police Department statement. They said here, they said, we understand that there is public interest in body-worn camera footage from the 28th arrest of Talik Carter. They say the arrest, right? Mind you, when he was first assaulted and released from the hospital, there were no charges against him. Nevertheless, he says, according to North Carolina law, body camera footage is not considered a public record and cannot be released at the city's discretion. Instead, the decision to release body camera footage is made by a court order. And I'll stop sharing there for a minute. Now, I've never heard anybody ask about seeing the body cam footage. Never, because the public have seen the footage from beginning to end in several different angles. And I've had even, white people reach out to me. I had white lawyers from Minnesota reach out to me and ask, did the family get in contact with a lawyer? Because even they can see with their own two eyes. They don't need to see anything else, that what happened was wrong. And like I said in a Facebook post earlier, if y'all see me, Richard Taylor, on video, punching and kicking and body slamming an old white woman, and the video lasts for 15 seconds and then it stops, I can promise you that no one is going to be saying, well, wait a minute, let's see the rest of the video to see, to really get an understanding. Let's get another angle. Let's really understand what in the video in context, right? But that's what we're hearing when people see what they see. And once again, it's amazing to me that, once again, two groups of people, one white, can see that video and say, well, yeah, thank you, Goldsboro police officer. Great job. Good job. He was resisting. Blah, blah, blah. And then the other, and I actually wrote down, let me show you guys. I actually wrote down on the initial post, these are all of the white people. And I was going to do a whole video calling out their comments, right? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of white people who were commenting on that post from the Goldsboro Department. And if y'all not familiar, go to the Goldsboro Department police page and look at all the comments from that original post about, them suspending the officer or the incident, whichever one it was. All of these people agreed with the police. And I started to make a whole video, but I said, I'm not going to waste my time because, as they say in the streets, what's understood doesn't need to be explained, right? And just like they said in this post right here that I just showed you, they were still saying, there's no need to explain yourself. There's, and they're making it about the video being released. I don't need to see any video. I've seen what I need to see. And just like the other people who reached out to me, and once again, some were white, saying, yeah, like that was wrong. Even going back to the video that I did yesterday about the 3 white council members not saying nothing and the 3 black members saying something. And before I released the video, I called 2 white associates of mine, trusted associates, I would say. You know, I don't use the term friend, you know, too loosely. So I would say some close, you know, some valued associates, I would say. And I asked them, both of them, I said, okay, well, look, this was the meeting, at the end of the meeting, and both of them knew about the incident. And I said, okay, well, the 3 black members spoke on it and the 3 white members didn't. Am I wrong for pointing that out? And the one guy who's an older white man, full of wisdom, said, nah, I think that, you know, everybody should have spoken on it. I think, you know, yeah, that should be pointed out. And then the other lady I spoke to, once again, very intelligent, God-fearing woman. You know, everybody wants to bring God into it. So she said, what? Yeah, that's obvious. That's obvious to me. And, you know, she mentioned, you know, one of the council members who, you know, I thought would definitely speak out about it. And then, of course, you know, I told you why she didn't speak out about it. Nevertheless, I had to check myself because people want to paint me as this angry black man. I'm not angry. I have a good life. God has blessed me, as they say in the streets. I'm playing with house money. You know, God has saved me from many trials and tribulations. So I thank God every day. I'm not angry at all. But some people want to paint me as this race bait. And I hate when I call out racism, injustice, people say I'm a racist, right? Just check this comment out. I'm going to show you this comment as well. Now, this is a comment that pertains to the video that I pointed out about the 3 white people on the council not saying anything. Let me share this with you, and then I'm gonna let you go because I think these are very interesting. Now, this is a comment. This guy, Tank Sniper, says it's funny how you're using this incident as a way to boost your views. First of all, I've been talking about racism on my platform for 15 years, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. What have you done outside of talk about things? Have you taken any actions? And if anybody knows me, I don't have to answer those 2 questions. Or have you simply used your platform to split the community? Let's stop right there. This man tells me I'm using my platform to split my community. Isn't it obvious that the community is already split when all of the white people on this side say the police are justified and all of the black people on this side say that the police are wrong? That's my doing. Answer that question in the comments. That's my doing. When people see what they see and interpret it from their own experiences, that's my doing. I'm splitting the community when we have black neighborhoods and white neighborhoods, when we have black churches and white churches, when we have black schools and white schools, so on, so forth. Black restaurants, white. Richard Taylor is splitting the community. Get out of here. That makes no sense, right? Let's go back to the rest of my man's comment because it's hilarious to me. But you know, I said I got a few minutes today. Let's go back to this comment. I seem to remember praising several of these new council members when it was convenient. No, not when it was convenient, when it was justified. Yeah, when they do something good, I'm going to praise them. When they do something bad, I'm going to call it out. That's black council members and white council members. If y'all remember last year, I did a video on Brandy Matthews, and I was told she was doing some things wrong. I called it out. We had some discussions. We fell out for a little bit. Now we back on track because, hey, that's what people do. This guy says, this leads me to believe you do not really care about the situation or hometown you is in. First of all, you only want to sow seeds of distrust and race baiting. Somebody tell me, what is race baiting? What is race baiting? Am I Richard Taylor going out and slamming white people on the ground? Am I going out and, kicking white kids out of school for behavioral problems? Am I going out denying white people loans when they try to get a house? What is race baiting? Someone please explain to me. What is that? Because I don't know what that is. When you point out a situation that is clearly based on race, all of these police injustice, killing, these police assaults. You remember Robert Brooks, the guy that got beat up by the police in New York, and no one has been arrested yet, and all of the other things I've talked about, none of those things have to do with race. Someone say, why do you always have to bring race into it? I don't bring race into it. It's already into it. That's why I played the clip with Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, which she explains that racism is a system that permeates when every factor of law, of life, whether it's labor, economics, education, medicine, entertainment, military, sex, and it's like two more aspects of life. All of them are dominated by the system of racism, white supremacy. Now, if you don't understand that, then you'll have to go back and listen to the doctor, the scholar of the ISIS paper. You would have to go back and listen to her. Let me just end this. This guy's hilarious, or this girl, whoever they are, their hilarious comment. Let me see. Here it is right here. All right. And he said, do better, man. Just because someone doesn't speak on a sensitive subject does not mean they agree with the incident. Again, be better. And never once did I say that the individuals did or did not agree with the incident. I am saying that 3 black people spoke on it and 3 white people did. If that doesn't speak for itself, you can take it how you want to. Just like Jay-Z said in the song, that's just food for thought. You do the dishes. You interpret it however you want to interpret it. I spoke with 2 of my white associates, and they said, yeah, that's obvious that is kind of, I don't even want to put words in their white, but they thought I wouldn't be wrong for pointing that out in layman's terms. And so back to Goldsboro Police Department's post. Once again, I think that is a distraction to have people focus on, okay, well, let's see the body. Nobody needs to see. The body cam footage is used when people don't have other recordings. When people get unalived by police and, people want to see. We got the footage. There's no other way to interpret that footage. And so, I had to come on today because, like I said, I see, their post and people are arguing about what is the body cam footage lawful, or if it's under investigation, is it part of the Freedom of Information Act? I don't need to see it. I've heard no one ask about seeing that body cam footage. And if y'all want to go see the incident that I'm talking about, you can go back on, the video that I did before. And one lady said I was using this incident to boost views. Like, I've been doing this and speaking about this ever since, I have a book that I wrote about this on. This is my book, Blue Lights in My Review. And if you want it, this is the website you can go get it from. I wrote an entire book about this. I've studied this for years. I've lived this for years. I've lived this as a black man in America dealing with the police. So for anyone to, try to paint me as a picture of, someone who's just trying to start stuff. No, these things are real. And just as Francis Cress Welsing stated in the beginning of this video, it is my duty to fight against injustice, to call out injustice, to start the petition to get that officer removed, which is on change.org. I'll put the link in the comments or in the description section. So for all of you who refuse to see the divide, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's just because I made a video about police brutality, now that I split the community. When their comments shows you that the community is already split. But we're going to definitely keep, once again, an eye on this situation. They're going to do, once again, their investigation. I don't know what their investigation. Everybody saw what they saw. And so you can write the narrative. That's what the investigation is, them writing the narrative. Them explaining away the narrative. That's what they're trying to do. They're going to try to explain this away. Hopefully they'll do the right thing, because all I've been hearing is judgment. Judgment. And I'm not one to, speak, oh, well, God said, if you don't do this. No. But that's what I've been hearing. Judgment. If y'all don't do the right thing, judgment. So that's what I got to say about the matter. We're going to move on to some other stuff, man. But I just had to come on and address that statement, because I was like, oh, they put out a statement, saying body cam. Nobody wants to see body. Nobody's asking to see that. Nobody wants, we've already seen what we've seen. What are you going to do about it? Like I said, don't piss down my back and tell me that it's raining, because I can feel the warmth and it stinks and I can smell it. So that's not rain, that's piss. And so I hope y'all don't do a piss poor, excuse the pun, investigation when y'all investigate this. Y'all see the number on the screen. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.